I'm a person who uses the Wii U all the time, alright? I'm a Wii U guy. I like the Wii U, I like the Wii. After the Wii U, you know, Nintendo started to go like somewhere else, especially after the Wii U, because you know how it works. How do you make up a significant loss of money? Like, I mean, they would have gone bankrupt if they made a Wii U too. And they made the Switch, and the Switch became a hit. I don't want to accept it, but statistically, the Switch is better than the Wii. You don't need to tell me who likes it and who doesn't. Just the prices alone. Now, before I get into short details, I'm just gonna explain to you how I feel about the Switch 6 years down the line. When I first heard about the Switch, I was interested. I got the Switch right after the Wii U ended. So abruptly. They made sure to get rid of it after 4 years. I was interested for the Switch. I wanted to buy the Switch, and I got the Switch. When I look back at the Switch, I don't like it that much. There's so many things about the Switch that could have been better, that it wasn't. The first thing that happens, what do you do when you boot up the Switch? You see the click, then you see the... I don't know about you, but I really hate how the homepage looks. When you look at the Wii U and you see it boot up, you're like, wow. They actually tried. When you look at the Switch, it looks like a presentation. It looks like a PowerPoint presentation. There's no way... Wait a minute. Okay, fine, maybe it's not like that, but I mean, it's underwhelming. What the Switch tries to do, it's had a more professional direction towards it, and that's a good thing or a bad thing, I'll tell you what it is, not what I want. When you look at the Wii, when you look at the Wii U, when you look at the GameCube, heck, when you look at the dang Famicom, you start to realize that Nintendo's all about presentation. What happened? Why does it look like this? It's annoying and it bothers me a lot that happened. Why didn't they have like different type of colors and different type of backgrounds? The 3DS had stuff like that. It made the experience even more personalized and better. Heck, they have only black and white inverted colors. Why is there inverted colors? That's something I don't understand on grayscale. What does that achieve? Nothing. Give me like a good background, give me like a Kirby background or a Mario background or something like that to customize my Switch. No, I have to crack it or something to have that happen. Not that I did. We're on the same page here. They tried to do a completely different thing, different outtake from everything else, and guess it worked. I'm never gonna let that down. This is gonna be the main theme here. In the Wii U, the 3DS, all that stuff, they had little small gimmicks that I really like about the console, and it makes me smile whenever I use it. Let's say, for example, the 3DS, they had like AR games, stupid thing where you hit like balls on your face. That wasn't funny. Moving on. They had Miiverse, Mii Plaza, they had all those stuff that makes the experience better than just the game. The problem with the Switch is that they have nothing to do in the home screen. Every console they made, they tried to find a way to make you enjoy the time while you're there. The Wii U, they had, what? Wii U chat? I mean, like, come on, it's like scraping the barrel here, but I mean, it was something. They had something to do in your spare time. Heck, the Wii had what? The weather channel?
It's fast and easy to use. Check it out on the way out the door so you don't get left out in the cold.
It was stupid. The DS had Picto Chat. They had a lot of stuff to do in your spare time. They don't even have a Mii Maker in the Switch. Come on, you look at the Mii Maker for the Switch and you look at Mii Maker for the Wii U. You can tell the difference. Heck, the 3DS can make you tell a difference. The Wii tells the difference. The point is this. The Switch, it's underwhelming. That's the biggest problem I have with the Switch. Miiverse was stupid. It was a stupid thing that existed, but I'm just saying, like, they didn't have anything? We didn't even get to the games yet. What does the cartridge look like? Square. It's small. What does it remind you of? If you can't figure it out now, you're not a Nintendo fan or you're just stupid. Why doesn't the Switch have backward compatibility? That's something I never understood. If you're gonna shut down the Wii U and you're gonna shut down the 3DS and make way for the Switch, why don't you make backwards compatibility? I never understood that. Wii U had the Wii. The Wii had GameCube. The GameCube had GBA, if I remember. Heck, the SNES had the GBA. How does that even work? Backward compatibility was Nintendo's thing, and they got rid of it. Why doesn't the Switch have backwards compatibility? That's what I never understood, like a DS or something. I get it, it's one screen. How would they have backwards compatibility? I don't know, they can figure something out, have it side by side, have a square with another square. It ruins the immersion, but whatever. They got touchscreen and no stylus, that's... What a segue to another one then. There are no stylus on the Switch, but they have touchscreen. Why don't they have a camera? It's a stupid thing to bring up, but I'm just saying, like, why don't they have a camera? The Wii U had it, the 3DS had it. There's no reason why either of them should have it. They had a camera, they had a studio. Like, I just love the effort that Nintendo did to make a game the way that it is. But no, they were too focused on the stupid Nvidia graphics card. Here's a stupid little prediction I got for myself. And you can take this with a grain of salt, and I can take it with a grain of salt. The Switch isn't fully developed. The NX wasn't made, it wasn't finished, and they released it. That's how I feel what happened. That's why they had Joy-Con drift, now that I think about it. Joy-Con drift was a complaint I could have made before, but now you can just return your Joy-Cons and just get a new one. But the fact that it happened in the first place, and that the fact that they brought up $60 for it, just makes me confused, makes me want to scratch my head. You're gonna do that? You're gonna do that? It's one of those few things I take for granted. Speaking of taking for granted, the D-pad on the Pro Controller.
I can't handle this shit.
Every single controller they ever made has a D-pad with a pivot on it. You heard me? A pivot on it. It doesn't make any sense. The Wii U had a pivot. The 3DS had a pivot. The DS had a pivot. The Wii had a pivot. The GameCube have a pivot. The Game Boy Advance have a pivot. The Game Boy have a pivot. The SNES have a pivot. The NES has the pivot. The Game & Watch. The Game & Watch has a pivot. But the Pro Controller? The Pro Controller didn't have it. We can even argue that the Joy-Con didn't have it, but look, why? Why? Don't change stuff that shouldn't be changed. Virtual Console. I really hate Virtual Console, man. I don't like paying money online. I really don't. Especially after a person who uses Nintendo consoles for a long time. At least PlayStation, when you pay for like a monthly or yearly subscription, you can have a previous game title. It's better than the Switch. The Switch gives you like, what, NES, SNES games? Maybe an N64 game, just like a Genesis, but doesn't even make any sense.
What Nintendo?
But all of them are old. They're old games. I don't want to play them. I want to play GameCube games. Let me play GameCube games. But no. They pick what types you want. What games do I want to play? Not games that I already knew. Super Mario World. Like, I've seen the game so many times, I don't want to play it. Some of them are cool, like Lolo Adventure. Like, I didn't even know that game existed. But then again, like, there's like a billion NES games. But do you really want to play it? Is that what you want to play? With your spare time until you spend another $20? But realistically speaking, you're probably going to give up the membership and you won't lose that much money. Come on. Like, a decade later, you're going to lose like $200. A decade. Come on. So I shouldn't get that mad about it, but it's still annoying for someone who used it with free. Free to any amount, it's annoying. I want to play online, I can't. I want to play with a friend, I can't. I'm going to play Super Smash Brothers and I'm going to get pissed off at a game. I'm paying money to be salty. I'm paying money to lose. I potentially pay more money for damages I may have caused. But it's whatever. I didn't even talk about the game. Here's a little thing that I just want to bring up before I even talk. The introduction to the game, alright? What is the most popular sold game in the Wii U? The answer to that question is Mario Kart 8. Now, if I told you what is the most popular selling game on the Switch, you would say Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Splatoon, maybe Super Mario Odyssey. I would believe Super Mario Odyssey would be the best selling game. Come on, they made a movie off of it. Maybe Smash Ultimate. No, of course not. It's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This is the best marketing strategy they had. It can be a conspiracy, it can be whatever you want, but I believe this. There's no Mario Kart 9 because of how expensive Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is. If they made Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, right? And 2 million people, like more like almost 100 million people bought, compared to the Wii U, by the way, it's like 8 million. So you could imagine the level gap here, right? Also, another side note, little tangent here. Why don't you let me, come on, give me the game for free. Come on, you just lose like $8 million profit. Don't worry about it. 8 million. I still gotta buy it. They had to bring it to the Switch and everybody gobbled it up. Like, again, it means nothing for someone who got a Switch. But for the people who got a Wii U, people who like Nintendo a lot, it's heartbreaking. It makes them miserable. Same thing with like the ports. Oh, Mario Kart 9 would have existed if not that many people bought Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And because of that, Nintendo figured out like, hey, DLCs. We're gonna put DLCs non-stop there because people are highly more likely to buy downloadable content on a game they own, even if they don't even play it that much, than if they were to buy another game for full price. They don't even have to put any effort. All they need to do is make the tracks and just get another model from a previous character and refine it. Get characters from Mario Tennis Aces and bring it here. Like they know what they're doing. It's smart. It's the smartest thing for a marketing strategy. But I mean, for like a consumer, it pisses me off. They're not gonna be Mario Kart 9 unless there's another console. Speaking of another console, Metroid Prime 4. Metroid Prime 4. You remember that? I remember that. Apparently they forgot. We didn't hear anything. Metroid Prime like remake. Oh, that's free. That's Metroid Prime 4. They're gonna pull a Luigi Mansion where the game doesn't get released until the next console generation. Luigi Mansion was supposed to come out on the N64, but it went on the GameCube. What would it look like? Metroid Prime 4 is gonna go on the next. It's gonna be the NX2. That's when it's gonna come out. Come on, this is a lot of money for them. More money than the Wii. You think they're gonna grab it? They're gonna hold it for like another few years. They're not letting go of this console. You may look at me as someone who doesn't like the Switch, and to be honest, compared to the other consoles, no, I don't like the Switch. Another thing is like SD stuff, but I mean, you can just buy it. The Wii U had a problem with that, 32 gigabytes, but I mean like 2012 to 2017, and we didn't figure out a way to make the hard drive any bigger. I hate so much about the Switch. As someone who uses a Wii U, it's the ports. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, Super Mario 3D World, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, Pikmin 3, Smash Ultimate. Don't bother me about that. They have a lot of ports that they bring up, and I understand that. In marketing, it's smart. As someone who receives the items, it's annoying. They have so many good games on the Switch. There's a bunch of good games on the Switch. Just the games alone should be why you should play. Mario Maker 2 has enough. But then I see stuff like a new Paper Mario game? Let's go. It's Origami King. They made sure to wait a month so that no one can complain for that long. And then everyone eats it up and plays it. I'm gonna die, man. I'm gonna lose it. When was it? 2017. That's 4 years plus something. That's like 6 years. Oh, I'm getting old. It's been 6 years and they're gonna keep on. They're gonna keep this console going. If you're gonna get anything from this complaint that I have, alright, is this one thing. Use your brain on this one, alright? The Switch has good games. The marketing on the Switch is good, but the console itself, you get rid of the games in the Switch. You just have the Switch itself and you open it up and everything like that. It's horrible. I hate the Switch as a console. I do not hate the Switch in general with the games it has in the eShop or whatever they have. Heck, even the online I'm fine with. It's the controller, it's the console, it's the whole menu, it's the lack of anything. Why does it have touchscreen, no stylus? That's just a few things that just makes me lose my mind. It could have been, it had potential. It could have been better, but it wasn't. But then you can look at the Switch Lite. They just fused the controllers together and they put a D-pad. Then I guess I'm wrong there. What a nice first impression. I miss everything about the Wii U. The themes, the songs, the effects, the Miiverse, the eShop, the games, the calls, the happiness. I want it all back, man. I miss my Nintendo, including the website. Look at the Switch, I get that. That's what I get. Boring. Just like a big line. The 3DS even had like 2, 3, like a bunch of dots you can put. Forgot about the DSi. And I'm getting old. I'm getting really old, man. But anyways, I don't think Metroid Prime 4 is gonna come out. Nor is Mario Kart 9. It was under development, but I mean, come on. At least say anything about it. Maybe in this E3 it's probably gonna come out.
メトロイドプライム4についてお伝えしたいことが開発を一から再スタートさせることにしました。
You have been cheated and lied to. I'll go back to my Wii U and play Wii Sport Resorts. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I don't know. The Wii U just was more boomy and which is like a lot of fun. Like just looking at the stuff, it gives me a big smile. Unless you can come to me with hard, concrete evidence why there is a calculator for $9.99 on the Nintendo eShop for the Switch, then I'll say that the Switch is a good console. The Switch is basically a glorified game player. I said it, you heard me. You heard me. You should never take anything for granted. You should keep that in mind. Alright, enough rambling. Switch still sucks, but I'll see you later. Bye.
The Joy-Cons! It's the worst console! It's the worst console! It's the worst console!